All right, we now turn to the northwestern province of Zambia, where recently two people aged 91 and 78 of Mushindamo district were killed, while three others sustained injuries. Serious injuries, that is, after a coffin led pallbearers to them in a traditional ritual known as Chikondo. So the Zambia Police Service have vowed to dig up and investigate all cases involving killings of people accused of practicing witchcraft through this traditional ritual. We talk about this with our Diamond Media reporter based in Northwestern Province, Dante Bwalya, who's joining us remotely from there. Good morning, Dante. Give us more information around this traditional ritual, Chikondo, and how it really works.
Yeah, the ritual killing called Kikondo, it's the moving coffin, and it's a ritual practiced by local people here in Northwestern Province and mostly in some parts of the Northwestern Province, which local people believe help them to identify killers of their relatives, mostly in a suspicious manner. And initially, according to the police, so far from January 2022 and up to January 2023, about 9 cases have been recorded of this act, Kikondo, and only 1 arrest has been made so far since this period. And all the recorded incidents actually involve the elderly people who are between the age of 60 years and 90 years, who they allege that they are behind the death of the person to their communities. And as it stands, the police command are concerned with the cases that have, risen recently since this act started by the local people. And you find that the police so far have put up some measures. Initially, what happens with this act is that it is called the moving coffin in English, of course, where, some people are made to move around with the coffin and, hit a person, and apparently that person dies. And as it stands, the police command have put up measures of ensuring that this act does not continue, and they are concerned because initially what is happening is that the people that are being killed out of this ritual practice are innocent people, and as a result, the numbers that have increased of these murder cases, the police have come on board to ensure that these cases do not escalate. And as it stands, the areas that this ritual practice is, highly practiced here in Northwestern Province is Solwezi, Kasempa district, as well as Zambezi, where the people, lift the coffin just to identify the person who they allege would have killed their relative.
You've brought up very interesting points when you talk about the police. I know that the Inspector General of Police recently was in the province and also paid a visit to the Permanent Secretary for the province as well. Have there been any specific statements coming through from the police and what they will do on this matter, at least to curb the practice?
Sure. According to the police command, the Inspector General, and of course, is still in the province, completing his familiarization tour. Of course, following their concern, a number of measures have been put across. As it stands, the police command has announced to say they will be able to bring the people to book who are involved in this act, starting from 2 years ago when these cases were recorded. And this is across the country. And right now, as it stands, some of the immediate measures that the police command has put across, especially in Northwestern Province, where this act has been seen to be so rampant, is the deployment of paramilitary police in the districts where these cases are always being recorded, so that the police can be able to bring to book. Initially, what happens is that this act involves a number of people, mostly the relatives to the deceased, and a mob of people that use different weapons, to beat the persons that they are alleging to say was involved in killing one of the members of the community. So following those acts by the mob as well as relatives. The police feel that deployment of paramilitary police in this district will help to, arrest as well as just bring this act a bit down, because it has seen a number of innocent people being killed. Just like I mentioned earlier on, to say the age of 60 and 90 people are the most people that are killed by mob because of the belief that they are alleged to have been, involved in the killing of relatives to the people in the district. So the police, so far as it stands, they'll start deploying the paramilitary police so that they can be able to go into these districts where these cases are rampant and able to arrest the people that are involved in the act.
All right. Now, Dante, we know that for a number of people there, obviously perpetrators, they see this as tradition because obviously they put charms on bodies and then eventually they let the coffin lead them to the alleged a person behind the death of the deceased. But what are the chiefs and village headmen saying about this practice?
Well, that's another concern to the police officers, to the police command rather, because this act has also been seen to be supported by these traditional leaders as well as the headmen in these villages. And this is where now the police command is calling on the traditional leaders as well as the headmen to, at least sensitize the community on the bad side of this act, because initially, all in all, what these people are doing is that they are committing murder by killing innocent people. So the police command, so far after being in the province, has been able to meet with various traditional leaders, especially in the district where this act is rampant, just to tell them about what the effect this act has. Although, of course, some of the traditional leaders, of course, have welcomed that, because they have seen to say a lot of people, innocent people, are killed from this act called Kikondo. And they, traditional leaders, including the headmen, are ready to work with the police in ensuring that these people that are, involved in this act are brought to book. So we are looking forward to see that these people that have been involved in this act back as 2 years ago are going to be brought to book.
I love how you said it there, Kikondo, obviously how the local people pronounce it. But speaking of the local people, the Inspector General of Police himself did express regret that he hails from a province where this is being practiced in this nature. But speaking of him, you did mention that he's still in the province. What has he been up to from the time he arrived? What is he getting on with? I know he spoke about familiarization and so on, but what have been some of these recent activities while he's there?
Come again, please.
His activities, what has the Inspector General of Police really been up to while in the Northwestern Province at the moment?
Okay, besides the Kikondo issue, the Inspector General of Police has been in the province just to, check on the security situation. We believe that Northwestern Province is a province that is connected, linked up with other countries, neighboring countries such as Angola, talk of the Democratic Republic of Congo. So he's been in the province to assess the security situation, as well also to just appreciate the challenges that the men and women are facing here in Northwestern Province. And amongst those challenges that is coming out most is transportation among the men and women in uniform. As a result, this is what the police command, together with government, are looking forward to ensure that they, provide transportation to the police command. Initially, lack of transport, according to the police, it has been challenged to take care of some of, the crime levels that have been occurring in the province. And so far as it stands, according to the police command, about 156 vehicles will be purchased under the Constituency Development Fund so that they can just be able to cushion this challenge of transportation among the men and women in uniform. The other challenges that he has been able to appreciate is accommodation for the men and women in uniform. This is one of the challenges that the police, especially here in Northwestern Province, are experiencing: lack of proper accommodation and office space. And also, other thing that he's been looking at is the completion of some of the projects, such as the Solwezi Police Headquarters, that has seen better days, because this is a construction that started a long way back, maybe 10 years ago, and the construction level has never been completed. So these are some of the things that the police command has been looking so far in the province, and we believe today he will be completing his tour of the province.
All right, Dante Bwalya, thank you so much for giving us this update and speaking with us from the northwestern part of Zambia on all things the Kikondo traditional ritual from the province that has also been of concern to the Zambia Police, particularly coming through from the Inspector General of Police, who is in the province.